Welcome back, Camper Seven. The other Moldy, your former chatter known as Camper Seven. Yes, right. Just got out of the shower. Broadcasting live on YouTube from the not so secret underground compound basement command post. Not so extra secret anymore. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's 12:10 local time here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, just north of St. Paul. In case you're wondering, you want to come by and say hi, like Kenny the Trucker or any of these other guys that threatened to murder me, create a murder scene. I'm right here in Forest Lake. Come on up. I'm sure somebody will greet you. Uh, yeah, so there's my email. Um, I'm guessing you probably don't want to send me an email now, but hey, if you happen to, if you want to get a hold of me, I still got it. So I did the dishes. Took the garbage out, took a shower, reset the computer because that fan is. Look, look. I know half the kingdom. She loves me and all that, but and she's a fan. But this thing here is. I mean, look. So you're saying, okay, we've been why'd you turn your cam off? Yeah, because I reset, shut down 5 minutes. Give this, I mean, because this here's my baby. All right, that one over, hey, all right, we can't operate. So, oh yeah, she settled down too. She got all calm. Oh yeah, that's more like it. Atta girl. Oh yeah, honey. I like that better. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. I was just did I tell that joke or not joke, but yeah, so like if you got look, don't be surprised if you got to take a visit to the dentist office if you was walking around telling everybody you was a beast. Yeah, you might be making a quick visit to the dentist office. I mean, I'm just saying, probably don't want to do that. This guy, I don't know what happened to that guy. You know, it's times like that that I just wonder what lettered agent and what voice over, chat voice synthesizer or like what did I call it? A voice changer. And I just I'm just curious if there's anybody in Forest Lake, it just happens to be listening, and I'm just curious. Did we get you remember the five guys that didn't have any sandwiches? And I'm gonna keep asking until somebody answers me because the last thing I want to do is go into the Forest Lake Police Department's website. I'm pretty sure. Just saying, but I'm just curious if they hire. Maybe they're doing a little contract work. They, because we were thinking about going to Washington County, and then with budget cuts, we had to put Matthew on the desk and a couple other guys. I'm just wondering, did we are we hiring out a black? Do we have a black police officer with little darker uniforms or something that they're sending around too now, or how does that work? Or did we no man in all sincerity and did we hire a black police officer? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I've never seen one. Maybe that was part of the new mayor's part of her goal or something. Yeah. I mean, I'm almost certain. Now, excuse me. So, what are you about to do right now? I'm gonna pick up that poop out of the dog box with the last few Walmart plastic bags you can get. Remember, my daddy lives in Valley Center, California. Just had a fire. Somebody started his house on. They brought in a drone, started a fire. I'm guessing it's somehow connected, but hey, no, I'm just kidding. It's just random, right? I mean, my daddy's been in the fire business for 30 years, had a few fires, never had a chimney start on fire, but hey, okay, whatever. I'm going to pick up this poop. You cannot get a plastic bag at Walmart anymore in California. Last time I was there, you could. It's been a couple years. So, folks, enjoy your plastic bags. You might want to grab a few extra for a souvenir. You know how you in Walmart, you shop and you grab a few extra. I got a few extra. And you got to pay. So you're not going to write a paper that's not going to matter in 10,000 years. Now, well, yeah, I'm trying to get to it, but I got to pick this up first. Yeah, so you say, so it would be reasonable, Nicky boy. Comb your hair, Nicky boy. Hang on. Oh, and now I need to visit the lavatory that is out of order. So if you come over here, the downstairs lavatory is right now. It's out of order. So there'd be another one I'm gonna have to check out. I suppose there must be a new police report. Local resident Forest Lake reports pipe bomb planted outside house. Forest Lake police respond. Everything, there was nothing suspicious. We met a bunch of XL guys that didn't have uniforms, and they said everything was safe, and that 6 rolls of duct tape wrapped around a copper pipe with wires hanging out of it is perfectly normal. Okay. So there must be a police report down at the local police, right? Because yeah, last I checked, we didn't have a black police officer, so I'm sure there must be one. So now either way, there's going to be something. All of a sudden, maybe Matthew they decided they let him off the desk for a while to go see what was going on at Nick's again. Talk to that guy about the can or something. Maybe say hi to the polar bear. So if anybody knows of I'm just kidding. And I don't mean I'm not. I'm not racist, but Lady Donna from Pal Talk is for sure. I mean, so if anybody knows or has seen, is aware, I would appreciate a comment. Because I just call me crazy, but I just don't want to call Chief Peterson up right now and say, hey, I'm like I said, I try to stay out of their way. But we have this thing called the First Amendment, and remember these here and all that weird stuff, right? So I'm just curious. Maybe there's a black police officer, because pretty sure. So you have to forgive me. All I did, and it's bizarre too. See this? You know why we got this, folks? You know why old Never Again is running around saying, "Hey, hey, and we got girls in dresses, 18 to 30, and if you're real nice, we can get them using them sticks for you too." Because of this here. I didn't call the police. Get that straight. Just because you come to my house and knock on my door without a search warrant, and I don't know who you are, and I ain't never seen a black police officer in Forest Lake. I don't have to answer the door. This is still the United States of America. I didn't do anything wrong. Okay? Well, it's supposed to be. And that's what's wrong with police and Secret Service. They think they can just show up and do whatever they want. And you wonder why? And then on top of it, they send a black one. So maybe, is this guy from Interpol? Is he from Pal Talk, maybe? He's that one guy? I don't know. Just some hypothesis. And of course, there's all of a sudden there's just a police part. Those are the two guys that was. Why did you come to my house? And now, what did you say to me about a police report? I didn't call the police. I never smelled gas. All I did was call up and say, hey, there was 5 guys without sandwiches out here, no XL uniforms. Remember that? And they were out there for 3 hours doing 30 minutes worth of work. Not even that. And it looks, I said, hey, for 2 days. So we got to review this of why I don't answer my door for police. Number 1, I don't recognize you. Number 2, I didn't call you. And number 3, I didn't have a problem. So I don't know what you were doing here. Okay? If you call up, the supposedly, allegedly, XL calls the police because they don't know who was here for 2 days. And I called about 5, 6 times saying, do you know who they are yet? Do you know why they were here? No. I said, well, I got this here out here, a pipe wrapped around with the tape. And they said, oh, well, then finally after 2 days, all of a sudden they said, oh, it's some guy came out, no uniform still, and said it was safe. And I'm going, but it took you 2 days? And I'm saying, I'd like a new gas meter, that's all. Would you put, so I can sell this place? Or try? They say it's worth 220. The mayor says it's worth, she's getting taxes for 220 on this. That looks like crap. And if we can't, if you, they won't bring at the very least, it's been they ought to replace it with a permanent meter without, so there's not something out there wrapped around. They won't do it. And all of a sudden the police show up, want to talk to me for what? I didn't do anything. Here we go again. Come on over to 7132 218th Street, Forest Lake, Minnesota, 55025, and take a look at my gas line. And if you tell me that looks safe, I got some bridges in Brooklyn to sell you again. Or at the very least, if you think that looks halfway normal, or that a place that the county's getting or the city's getting taxed on for $220,000. Well, now I'm going to sell you a bridge out in San Francisco too. Why they won't come out, not one person ever with any Excel identifying information, none. And then you want me to talk to a black police officer that the uniform looks different, both of them. It's dark. Look, there was a black guy here. I don't care. Maybe the regular police came too, but there was a black guy in some kind of police uniform out there. I guarantee it. You know, and I don't have to answer my door, and I'm not interested. I'm interested in telling the world about it. I ain't interested in talking to a police officer that's just going to write another false suspicious report. I'll talk over the phone to the FBI or the CIA. I ain't talking to no beat cop. Not at this point. And look, I know there's that. Who's the sergeant? So I know he's a good guy for sure. What is it? The other Peterson. Talked to him a few times. Is it Bruce? No. I'd have to look. I get his name. So don't think you can just come to my house without a search warrant, and you better have a good reason, right? For sure now. I don't know who you are. I don't know if they're intercepting a call. It doesn't matter. They didn't come back. But again, come on and take a look at my gas meter. And you think in Forest Lake, Minnesota, in Forest Lake and this place, you should leave a gas meter looking like that? I don't care if it's safe or not. It looks like crap. And so apparently a neighbor reported a gas. Finally, after 5 days, somebody says, a neighbor reported it. And while they were looking around, they saw that your concrete that was been there for 5 years. Oh, you just seen it now? Oh, something to do with a riser. So we had to put something. So if it goes up and down, the pipe, what? Then what's the thing wrapped around with the, what we got locating wires for what? What kind of baloney is that? And still, none of these guys are in. I never saw one Excel, nothing. And now I got all riled up again because I can't believe they would leave that like that and then think they're going to charge me tax at $220. You probably couldn't even get anybody to walk in the house if they saw that. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I tried to follow is this conservative Christian? Is that what it is? Undercover conservative Christian who was looking for doggies named Precious on christianchat.com. He was looking for dogs named he he was taunting me in front of everybody, saying, "Oh, I'm looking for a couple doggies named Precious," because I had my dogs on there. And this conservative savage Christian gets in front. This is, yeah, that's real Christian like, isn't it? Like he's making fun of me because I got these little dogs, and he's going, "Oh, and I'm looking for these dogs named Precious and Princess." Well, they're right here, and one of Precious has got 3 large gashes in her, and I'm pretty sure he might be black. Maybe he's undercover acting as a Christian, works for Interpol or something. I don't know. But you don't make fun of people. And he was talking about my dogs. I swear, in Jesus' name, I'll put my hand on a Bible. This was less than in this last year. So was Proverbs, did she suddenly appear to try to help me? Or was she part of something? It's hard to tell anymore. Because if you get so mad at somebody and you just leave them. So was it Savage? His most recent nickname is, so my phone just resets on its own. What is going on here? I mean, are we in a high stakes game with the devil or what? Seriously. Oh, well, that kind of thing can just happen. Well, sure, it does. But the timing of it. Because Bad Boy's right. Because if all this weird stuff going on, I guarantee you, you got nothing really. I'm showing you everything I do all day, and I'll keep showing you. And if you think I'm going to run from the devil, no. If God says, if God lets the devil at you like he did Job, there ain't nothing you can do anyway. So you might as well just surrender to God's will. Remember, you do it with that. Someday we'll have 35 years. Bad Boy says he has 13, but I know I seen. So either he's undercover with these other guys, which I know he's under. If he's from Camp, he's Secret Service something. I was hoping he was my best friend, CIA, but the way he's talking, when he went off the rails. He went bonkers. I'm serious. He was up for about 5 days talking in Lamb of God nonstop, and he was waiting for something. And he's like, "Oh, I'm being restrained. You just wait, guys." And he'd keep talking and talk. He's going to go Oscar Mayer Wiener. He's going down to St. Paul. He's going to be selling hot dogs or something. I don't know what his deal was, but man, I thought this guy was my friend. But he went off the hook, off the chain. Okay? And so conservative Christian, savage. So I'm going to repeat it just in case they reset my phone because I didn't want something to get recorded. because this is all going through Wi-Fi too on my networks. You know where I am. Full disclosure. So Savage on ChristianChat.com, he taunted me, and he in front of the people we're chatting with, and so I don't know if he's undercover, but he's making fun of me pretty much because I got little doggies, but he's telling people, yeah, now I'm looking for some doggies named Precious and Princess, and those are my dogs. And now my Precious has 3 super gashes. I can shave her down if we had to in a court of law and show you. And we could get a forensic analyst that would say, yeah, in order to do a cut like that, you would have to be trying to do that. That is not something that would be typical that you would see as an accident by, say, a groomer or somebody at home trimming their own dog, and not 3 of them. From a loving, caring, but wait, are you sure this guy ain't an animal abuser with that cat that 25-time felon is saying? Well, it's your witness. No. But why and he used to be called Savage something. And he says, he calls himself brother. And it doesn't seem he's in the context of like brother Modi, brother Tommy, brother. I'm a brother. Like he might be black. He don't really sound very black, but he could be. Could that be him that came over? He finally found his dogs? I don't know, but I know a lot of weird stuff is happening and has been happening. I know. Who likes to play video games really, really loud? Like they're playing some kind of NASCAR, some driving game. Would that be Bad Boy? And somebody else? He likes to be in a vest? Ex-Marine sniper likes to be on top? They had over here at this lady's house, I don't know where she was, but somebody's over here playing, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't her. Could have been her grandkids. For 3 days, for a couple days straight, I can hear their video game. They're doing one of them NASCAR driving things. Bad Boy even admitted to being the pizza Nazi, or they have they call him the pizza Nazi. I don't know. Is he the same? He owns that chat room revisited in Christ, New Life in Christ Revisited. Has some odd relationship with this supposed gal from Alabama, supposedly a nurse, Miss Melly. I don't know. But that savage, he was looking for doggies named Precious and Princess, he said. He said you don't he said you don't even need to be an FBI agent to do it. If you get a picture, you just go on Google and reverse look it up. And he's not real friendly. He's pretty cocky. Probably the second most cockiest guy behind Bad Boy I've ever met on the internet. Somebody hurt my dog. Can you prove it? No, because all they do is fill out a police report, another suspicious activity. But like I said, they got to playing on the come with Oscar Mayer Wiener, and it didn't go. And this is all we do here. Okay? So you're wasting your time with me. I mean, I guess like Bad Boy said, it would. I guess if you don't find justified killing with the SWAT team, then it becomes murder. And if you're above the law and you control all the cameras and the microphones, well, then I guess that's what God allows you to do. But you ain't getting my soul going to hell with it. You'll have to answer to God for it. And why is Bad Boy painting? Unless he owns some dominoes. Did he have to go down there, take care of something, and maybe scratch the paint or something? Or did he have to put his Detroit Tigers hat on again and go outside with a guy and maybe they scratched the paint? Because, Bad Boy, he doesn't like that mean side of himself, as he would tell us. He don't like to get mean. He really don't like that mean side of himself. What's going on here? Because this has gone beyond, hey, you're just messing with somebody. When you hurt my dog, I mean that's obvious. Okay, we're dealing with the devil. Now, who really true are the good guys and the bad guys? I ain't sure. I know I'm not a devil. And I wish they XL. And I won't, now that they already came out, see, it'll be harassment, right? And he called a gas company again. And then the guy came out and he left his phone number. He wanted to take my gas out. So I'd be here freezing to death. That guy don't work for XL Energy. He can't. Well, maybe he does, but whatever he's doing with me, wanting to take it out, leave it like that, there should be some XL Energy guys replacing that gas meter, that pipe. You know? Yeah, those are the only two real cocky people I've really ever met. Kind of like act like they're above the law. And then bad boy, like he got his in his room. Who is Waldo Garcia? Is that bad boy too? He told me my Musty lives here. Musty is a brand of gum that I get down at that I used to get that he would have seen in my garage when he came and put oil on my windshield of my truck and knocked out my power outlets, which mysteriously work. Who did that? Do you really think after all that baloney, this ain't scare you straight? This is we're waiting for you to start slipping. Because why? Because sinners do sin. But if you think this, you don't do that to dogs just to get to the old man upstairs. How many times has Tom come home with locking his car with groceries all banged up, scratched like somebody threw him on the ground? Sounds like a plan. Harass to get to me. Really, you got to get him out of here, right? Well, you did for a while. And Miss Melly, what did she say? What was she trying to get rid of? I don't know what we're dealing with, but it seems to be pure evil. And bad boy likes steel. Okay. It's funny, Bad Boy used to tell this story way back on cc.com, christianchat.com. He used to tell this story about breaking the ankle of a sheep so that it couldn't go anywhere. That 1 in 99 that he had to go get. He tells of the story where the guy on the way they break the sheep's ankle so he can't go astray again or something. What's this about a cigarette burn? What's with all the inside when I go up to the little library? There's these satellite images of a white car that looks like of a car and there's blood on it, or what appears to be blood, clearly to intimidate somebody, me or somebody, because they know I go to this. That's the only thing I do. I go up there, read my Bible, listen to KTIS Christian Radio, and walk over to the little library and get a book or see if there's any new books. And sometimes I'll read the bricks on the ground for those guys that are fighting away from their families for sometimes a year at a time on a tour wherever across the world, so I can have my First Amendment right at this moment. Yeah, them guys. And maybe I'll look in the thing. That's all I've done at the park. And then there's these satellite images of a car crash, like clearly trying to send a message to somebody. And then that truck, that Warlock truck, backs up. You got Whitey Bulger behind me for 6 hours. You got the two cops going around the park, passing out cards, pointing over at me. What's going on here, folks? Let's get to the bottom of it. I mean, obviously, I either have a couple friends left, or they're just trying to still get. They just realized, hey, he won't go down to St. Paul and sell hot dogs. He won't sell an Oscar Mayer wiener yet. He won't go pick up some beer. We can't get him too angry, and so we get him comfortable. So we send in some of the stuff he needs, make him feel like, hey, maybe a little beer. Got what I need. Are we thinking about a beer yet, Nick? Or are they my friends? Is there somebody that still loves me and cares for me? Or is this just another false flag because you couldn't get me doing what you bet you would have turned yourself? You would have been crypto maniac who likes to call the Chicago Police Department and he has felonies, but from you'd have turned yourself into an Enoch if you would have thought that I wouldn't have started selling Oscar Mayer wieners down in St. Paul by now. And so they're like, well, let's try to reverse psychologize this. Instead of tossing Tom's garbage, or instead of intimidating Tom and taking the groceries and throwing them all over, locking him out of his car, threatening him, coming to my house, moving bricks off taking my hubcaps, slashing my tires. That ain't working. Let's try to make him feel a little comfortable. We'll let him get a little help for the carbuncle. Maybe he'll relax and think everything's okay, and he'll be down selling Oscar Mayer wieners in no time, and he'll be ours. I mean, what's going on here? I'm just curious. I'm not mad at nobody. What you talking about, Willis? Just some hypothesis here. So you either frame my best friend, I don't know, but it was not, it was looking real bad. And I'm still wondering who this is. And all I'm trying to do, what you see, and this is basically me, except you're right. You already know. Occasionally, I'm not married. Even Daddy says he's married, and he still has, every once in a while, he thinks about a naked lady. I'm guilty. But I don't like children, and I don't know what people are saying because I wrote one word little or something. And then the stuff they wrote about me, oh, that looks perfect. Convince the whole town that that's true. Everybody looks the other way. What the hell is a B? Why is there a B up on the board when you go by on just past? What does that mean? What about all the roadblocks back? That's when it all started. All the weird stuff to cut, everything. Right after this paperwork, that who filled it out? Was it maybe Willie Robertson looking to get some revenge because I was down there trying to find a duck call or something? Maybe his wife and his daughters had me on their prayer list and he just didn't like me. I don't know. He knows Big Don. Probably could get a hold of Dusty too. Hates me? What's that? Your enemy of your enemy is your friend? We're in the ballpark. Who does Bad Boy work for? What detail? Obviously, T-Bone, I don't believe. T-Bone seems like a nice guy. He got upset with me a little bit. But I don't know why Bad Boy and Miss Melly, I don't know, they had some big fight supposedly. I'm guessing they were on the same detail. Or somewhere, they know each other from the military or something. Maybe they work on Pal Talk together undercover. They're Pal Talk marshals or something, and they had a falling out. So that's the best. So they could all keep their jobs. That's the best story they came up with. And so they sit and bicker about the dumbest things. And each one is trying to convince everybody to hate the other one. But I mean, as far as I can see, other than, I mean, what's his name? T-Bone seemed like a really nice guy to me. And Bad Boy's really, really, really cocky. So he must be really, really, really big. And he doesn't like his mean side. So, and all this is happening to me, it's all connected somehow. And I'm not that big of a weirdo. There's nothing new under the sun. And if you watched all my videos, it would all put it in context for you of who I am. And what you see right here, yeah, I might be slow. It's already 1 o'clock and I really didn't got no work done. But I think you understand why. You know, I hate to say something like that because I thought I did sense a little animosity, honestly, few times. Found this Proverbs on I'll call cc.com, christianchat.com. But there was so many times where she was nice, I tried to ignore it. Kind of that taunting, like Savage. So his latest nickname is Conservative Christian. The guy who was looking for a couple dogs named Princess and Precious. And which one is Sadie Robertson's brother? Be interested in that too. It's funny though, you'd never know. See, I'm so naive. I thought Cy, just like they'll have you thinking he just so old like to take naps. But my buddy from a buddy that came probably to make sure everything would be all right. Permit to carry, carries a firearm. Didn't think of it at the time. He tells me his sister does photoshops for outdoor news and things, and they did a thing, and yeah, that plastic cup that I've never seen anywhere except in my mama's house. And I had a few friends. There's more than tea, and I'm like, no way. Those are Christians on TV. They never swore. That was the big thing that Sadie will tell you. They were always looking for us to swear. And I'm thinking, finally, I'm wondering, well, Cy takes off after he makes a bunch of money and wants to have a little fun, so he gets a couple new girlfriends and goes on a tour doing some kind of band thing. Where's his wife? Why is he hanging out with two new gals? That doesn't seem real Christian to me. Phil listens to heavy metal music still while he plucks feathers off a duck. I don't know that music. Are we set apart from the world? Are we any different? What makes it different, other than believing in Jesus Christ? Everybody does that. You won't let. I don't know. Do some of them guys down in the dirty South? Do they still do a little of that too? I don't know, but that ain't very Christian to me. I don't know what's happening. But you did hear that song when you after you were at the church in Indiana at the thing about marrying that boy one day. Yeah, that was kind of a coincidence. And then after you were supposed to be heading up to the Museum of the Bible, and you decided, well, after all you had been through, you look at the social media one more time. And here's Sadie Robertson with her mom, and she's clearly like she's been bawling her eyes out. Where did that come from? And then she got married. I saw allegedly. And Slick Willie, who likes paperwork, is married to Corey the Howards. They're like they're the original Christians. That they were on the boat with the Pilgrims. So if anybody would be in the CIA, it'd be them. And why would they take a chance on a pinhead like me? And now they've been talking to me on and off. I've been on Sadie and Bella's prayer list. I don't know. Who's Sadie? She made a comment one time about being twins with her brother, about how close they look. Like, I don't know what that was about. Oh, and you heard duck calls outside your house at 2 a.m. for about 3 days in a row. Yeah. You hearing all this banging on the doors? Yeah. A lot of strange stuff going on, huh, Nick? Yeah. Boy, if you hadn't been on these chat sites, you would really be certifiable. We'd be able to admit you in a moment. Yeah. Because you couldn't prove any of it. And my purpose is I tried to be quiet because I never ever thought prayers go up, blessings come down. All those people, I never was friends with somebody for money. I just want to be safe. I just don't want anybody to hurt my dog or think that I'm really some weirdo. And how would you know? And I'm not saying any of what I said is true. I'm just telling you some facts. And you can decide what the hell's you maybe somebody could help me figure out what the hell is going on. But it seems really, really dangerous. And you got my attention. So is who's Gummy Bear from Interpol on Gummy Bear or Gummy something? He's a black guy. He works for the International Police. He's on Pal Talk. I don't know if it's Interpol or what. And the problem is, I really don't know who's who because all these people are probably just trying to make. I have no idea. I don't know if anybody cares. You know, you sure think so. When a big old jug of that shows up, you're like, well, maybe somebody loves me. Or all of a sudden you go to the doctor and you think, well, maybe somebody cares. But then all this, the dog, that's where I know this is beyond, hey, it's time for you to grow up, son. You're on the prayer list and you went check. Look, we understand you're not looking for a duck call, and we tried to, see, hey, maybe this guy is nuts, and we'll help him out because he came down looking for a duck call or something, and now we're gonna ship him. He's getting old, parents are dying, no family really wants him around. We'll see if we can get him outside there looking for a duck call, maybe, and then he'll be in the hospital. Fine, what do they call it? Turn and burn. Uh, peel and squeal. Oh, so you might have saw somebody on a billboard too, on the freeway. Yeah, but I don't even want to say who that was. Oh, I see. You might have heard somebody's voice next door. Somebody's laugh that you cannot. There's no way you've heard it before because you've been on chat for 30 years and you've never heard it before ever anywhere, and you heard it and you're pretty sure it's only there could only be one person. But it doesn't make any sense. Maybe, but you got to understand when you're all stressed out and somebody's got to cut your concrete, they're taking bricks off your thing, you're getting your tires slashed, there's oil on the truck, the hubcaps, people following you around Roseville, the guy in the pickup, the flatbed, the detective, everything. The five guys with the black police officer, but then when you go to the dog, like I get it, like maybe there was some people that didn't like my debating or thought that I was a homophobe or something, and they're like, let us at him. And somebody was like, all right, if he starts selling Oscar Mayer wieners down in St. Paul, you can have them. But if not, you're not touching them. But then when you get to the dog, that's where it crosses the line. You're an absolute coward. Just like anybody else, that those little tiny Timmies or those cowards, I don't care how big you are, you like to show up when a guy's high and dry. And that means you're a coward. And the fact that you thought I was so stupid to fall for it, yeah, it's like Bad Boy says, it'd have to be a murder scene. Because it ain't no justified killing by no rabbi or anybody. So when is it actually dissolved? How long does the terrorism continue? And the dog, that is just, I know I'm dealing with the devil. I just don't know if I got any friends. I mean, even Bad Boy had me convinced for a moment. He said, I got all these daggers in my back, but I saved one, and it's in my hand. And I thought, well, this is starting to sound a little more normal. But then he went bonkers, talking about, oh, I know my cousin runs the girls basketball team down there in St. Paul. Why don't you have a look there, Nick? Not interested. 18 to 30 I was praying for. Oh, I see. I think I'll get on the mic now and talk for a week like I didn't even sleep. Can I get some of that coffee? Where are you getting that? I gotta sleep every night. So I don't know what you people expect from me, but like I said, I would imagine you want an easy way to take my soul to hell. But I'm not giving it to you. I'm trying to be respectful because I don't want God to get angry or half the kingdom. And I was already pretty much doing that anyway. So the fact that Charles was playing on the come that hard with all that, something else. And does anybody know who that is yet? I think I got an idea. If you wouldn't have hurt my dog, I'd have just stayed quiet, hoping that it all worked out. Because I'm smart enough to know maybe, you know, loose lips sink ships. But when you cross the line to the animals, there is a special place in hell for you. It's bad enough you're harassing that guy up there, and no, he won't admit to it, and no, I can't prove it. I guarantee I never went to Pizzagate. I guarantee I never wanted to take a ride on the Lolita Express, but they sure do. And they sure hate that Bible. And they sure hate anybody that would say homosexuality is a sin. I never put on a dress and got a portrait taken out of a house with high heels. I didn't do that either. I never put a dress on. And then Bad Boy tells me I'm going to make a good housewife. There's something just insane. I mean, we are dealing with the highest level of government and the evilest. And I don't know, is there anybody that have they just been thinking, waiting, they can't believe based on actuary probability that I would be the only one on the planet that wouldn't end up selling Oscar Mayer wieners down there in the hot dog stand? Or is there one half the kingdom that still loves me? I don't know. All I know is if you've ever met anybody in your life that there's complete peace, you'll know it. Remember that dog calms me down? Yeah. So, what all that means? Well, I guess as long as they stop hurting my dog and my dad, and then they stop going after me, and they let me keep all my fingers and toes, we'll just keep doing this. Keep taking naps, 'cause that's the secret to success. Never did want a pizza party, especially with them foul mouths. Pretty interesting, though, that conservative Christian would taunt me in front of everybody, probably thinking he'd get to me before I was able to say something. He was that confident, or he controls this right here. And he's piping it in right into his tube, and he's the one. Him and a couple people are deciding where these go and who sees them. Plausible, realistic, sure, reasonable, yeah. Did it happen? Is it? I can't prove it, because what did Corey say? They're above the law, and if they can keep everyone out, they're above the law. That's the last thing I saw Corey say before I left Power Talk. She said if they can keep everyone out, they're above the law. Doesn't seem like they're keeping everybody out, though. They're all getting to me. They're as close as you can get without me still breathing. Only because of that in this Bible here. Not because Amarillo Slim thought it was a good idea for me to grow up and scare me straight, because you don't mess with animals doing that. So I had a dream a while back. I turned on CNN, because I like the variety. I woke up, and you know who was in my driveway? William Bill Clinton Bubba in his Secret Service detail. No, I'm not saying he was here. I'm saying that was the dream. And you know what he did? He came inside here and he started shooting through the roof. Pretty wild dream, eh? Where this stuff comes from, I don't know. The Bible says we will. I'm not an interpreter of dreams. I'm not saying it did. Nope. Bill Clinton did not come in my house and start shooting. Was he planning on it? I don't know. I know what this Bible says. I know I'm not on drugs or alcohol, no cigarettes. I know I pray every day. I read this Bible 3 times a day. I go to sleep every night. I don't know what more I could do to be okay with God and believe that this word's true. And that it says in the end times, it's not just the prophets of the Old Testament, but not that we're prophets, because obviously I went looking for a duck call. Apparently there was nobody. Oh. Is it true? We're going to pour our spirit out on God's people. Young men will dream dreams and old men will dream visions. So you're sitting at, did anything else significant happen that would cause you to even consider why maybe Slick Willie would do some paperwork? Sure. So you're sitting at your Maplewood Library, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden, because you go over and get the newspapers all the time, you go over there and there's some old guidepost sitting there. You know, the Christian guidepost. And it's just after you got back looking for a duck call. And here's a picture, an old picture of Miss Kay, Phil, and Cy, and it was Al. It was only the older brother or something, and Corey, and I think Sadie and them. And it said something to the effect that, can you believe this? You can't make this stuff up. And it said something about a wedding and something about, I can't remember what it said, but the essence of the message was slow down, quit rushing. Marriage is forever, and I don't know. It was just, yeah. So was Carl watching? Was some CIA agent watching me, and he decided to exploit that? Me going down looking for a duck call, and they thought they'd really mess with me and get me in the hospital, admit me? Maybe. Was it something else? I don't know, but it was there. And with all this happening, and then you get to my dog. So either Willie decided I was a lost cause, and Sadie went and got married. And he tried to get rid of me with whoever Savage and them are on there. Maybe Willie is actually RoboOp. I don't know. Who knows? Supposedly RoboOp lived. I didn't see him for a year, at least under the RoboOp name. And I don't think that's true. I'm just saying you have no idea who you're talking to. But I know once you hit the dog, that's it. Like if you'll go to the dog, all bets are off. I got to tell everything. Just hoping to survive, not hoping I don't want to bother those people. I never meant to bother them. I was only praying for my wife. And all of a sudden I started having these dreams that the Bible, if anybody reads, and I prayed for them to go away. I said, this is crazy. Nobody has ever identified themselves ever. I would have no reason to believe that I've ever talked other than the fact that this is the original Christian chat. This is the oldest Christian chat. I've been on IRC. So it is reasonable that I've talked to probably every Christian around the world at some point. Well, going back. Right? So is it reasonable that some girls from around the world saw me when I was in my 20s and said, boy, that guy is cute, and he's kind of got a few problems, and I'm kind of in the international police, and I kind of have some other rules I got to follow because of my family, and so I can't just go out and like marry the guy, but I can talk to my mom and we can pray for him, and sure, it's reasonable. But it's not but the dog. Somebody was in this place, the same person that probably kicked a hole in the gasket in the thing, did some weird stuff to this concrete, and then they hurt my dog. They put oil on my. And then those two guys I said I thought they were weird, and then they left. Were they FBI or something? I don't know. Like I said, I've only seen a lot of these neighbors a few times. I just don't want any more problems. As far as I know, Sadie's married. I have not bothered them for a couple years. I didn't even bother them, I don't think. I just went pursuing the dreams and visions that I could not get rid of. And I think I shot a free throw when I was supposed to do a layup. But, oh, just another imposter. Welcome to the prairies. Oh, we'll get you a pizza party. I don't know. But I wish they'd leave my dog alone. So, is somebody else, some real evil people? And maybe some people came in to try to, they were aware of it. And so they sent in some people to try to help. But there's so many evil people. And they couldn't stop them from getting to my dog. But they pretty much said, unless he starts selling hot dogs down in St. Paul, that'll be the last thing you do if you lay a finger on him. And so that's why I'm still alive. Because of this and this, maybe. I don't know, but I wish they'd leave my dog alone and my family and me and go about and realize that they're wasting their time now. Because if they think I would drink a beer or do anything anywhere for like the next 50 years. No way. But somebody hurt my dog. And so I know we're dealing with the devil. God said there was always a way out, but I'm not running. I'm gonna go, I guess, at some point if Mom dies. But other than that, I'll keep these cams on for everybody. You can see what I'm doing. This is basically what I've done pretty much forever, except for every once in a while. You already know. Does the most recent thing have to do directly? Maybe not. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not sure. I only seen my neighbors a few times, except for the last 3 months, or the 3 months previous to the last 9 months. Remember, if you read the facts and summary, and then you throw in all the text messages from Mankato and all the weird Iron Mask text messages, and the polar bear over there blinking his lights. Like, all I could figure is somebody wanted me to drive down to Mankato. Wasn't going to do that because I'm not mentally ill. And if it's that, I mean, if it's that bad, I mean, if you're that powerful and you want to help me, come in with a Blackhawk, then let's go. Take me to Israel. Otherwise, if you think because you blink your lights and make some noises, I'm going to take a drive down to, or listen to, what's her name? Kioki. She wanted me to go to North Carolina just after that guy was following me around a flatbed pickup truck. I mean, the devil must. I never knew how real the devil was. And so I'm saying God said there's always a way out. But, again, I'm from the USA. Our colors don't run. That's the red, white, and blue. And you got my attention. And I'm not being cocky, but I didn't do anything. And so I'm not running. I didn't do anything any different than most. I told you they ain't not unless they put something on my computer. There ain't nothing weird, too weird on there except for a few naked ladies. Not even I don't even think there is on this one. That other one. I didn't search any weird fetish or any strange stuff. And there's nothing new under the sun. And I haven't been married. It gets tough. I haven't had a girlfriend for a long time. So yeah, sure. Did I do every once in a while struggle and get lonely and have lust in my life? Yes, absolutely. Did that carry over to perhaps, I don't know, maybe some people that might even by accident? I mean, other than, thoughts and with, you see, I suppose. But as far as being, you know, I don't know how they, as far as if you think I'm Jared from Subway or something, I mean, hey, if you're above the law, they can do anything. But I didn't do it. Nothing on these computers. I can't imagine what else. And if they'll write that about me, I thought that was a pretty nice love letter for a guy for on the fly. Little early, little let you know, hey, we're down to bushwhackers and woodies, and I'm getting old. I'm aging out. I took a chance on my dreams and visions. And now all this started, and now you hurt my dog. I don't know what it is. But I'm not confident that they've given up. I think they kind of realized I wasn't gonna start. I wasn't gonna. I was not. I'm not gonna be down selling hot dogs in St. Paul at any time soon. They figured that out. They're probably thinking, usually he might get upset if we screw with him enough, get him frustrated with Dad leaving. He might decide to drink, and then that's the fastest way to get the police involved. even those guys in uniforms, right? I mean, I don't know what. So it looks like it's kind of leveled out, but with hurting the dog, I think they're capable of anything. Where they're at with just outright murder, I don't know. Bad Boy mentioned it. I don't know who he is. I thought Bad Boy was pretty normal until he started talking for 6 days straight and he started saying weird things like, just wait, guys, you'll see, and this and that. And I'm going, this is not normal. This guy, I've never seen him act this way. And he's scaring me. And so, not to keep going over this, but I added a few details. And again, I don't know where I go from here, but it's definitely not my mom's house. And it's probably not going to be my dad's. So I'm just hoping that I can just go about my business without getting arrested or hung in the public square or having Whitey Bulger, the detective, sit behind me, or people follow me in with flatbed pickup trucks, or cutting in my concrete, or moving my bricks off my deck, or polar bears staring at me, or thinking there's any threat to any children where you got to pass out business cards. I think hasn't enough time went by that people can just leave me alone and let me live my life without trying to hurt me and my dog? You would think. But if we're in the end time with the devil, I mean, all bets are off. I don't know what you want from me other than my soul in hell for eternity. I'm not going to give it to you. I guess if you can talk God into it, then you'll have to come get it. I understand it's hard to believe that any of that could be true, but remember, I'm not just some guy that has some dream that's never been talking to Christians for 30 years. Okay? So what I thought maybe what it could be. Now I'm using my imagination. You've seen I've had that. I'm saying the most wildest thing you could believe. Because I don't know who that is. No. I I don't know. Did they bring in? I don't know. At first, I thought maybe it was because I had a dream that Bella, way back, said Ninja Bean. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? Came in a dream and told Sadie, if you decide you don't like him, I don't know. He's kind of cute. I might keep an eye on him. So I don't know if she. I don't know. It's just strange. I know. I never thought of her at all. I think, and I only saw one episode with her. Honest to God, I swear. And yeah, they were young. I think they had braces, both of them. So no, I wasn't thinking of her in some weird way. I just same thing you would think of. Oh, that's a nice, cute young girl. Young. That's all. So did somebody these evil somebody got upset with me about talking about homosexuality and probably being a little flamboyant in my debating and got really because well people started threatening to kill me. So did maybe some of my friends from Christian chat that work in the CIA come in to try to stop them? Maybe. Do I have a daughter or something that I had that I don't know who was adopted by some CIA people and they brought her in to help? Because I mean, if anyone's gonna love me, I suppose it could maybe be my daughter that would be like, "Hey, you don't get to shoot my dad." Maybe I don't know. I'm just going with the. I'm just coming up like if you wanted to do a movie plot, I'm coming up with the most imaginative possible because I really don't know why people are banging on windows and it's not normal. Not today, not yesterday. They stopped doing that since I said that. But you said, well, now you could be compromised unless they're piping this in, unless Savage is piping this into his. Just, I don't know. But there's no way Savage could be Sadie and Bella's brother because no brother would talk like he wouldn't talk like that. I'm looking for that's evil. That's more like I'm an undercover Interpol and I've been following trying to figure out where this guy is, but he's being protected. His IP and all this is getting protected by some of these CIA guys. And I'm looking for a Precious and Princess. And he's a brother. He comes in, I don't know. I mean anything with hurting that dog and all the bizarre crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not testing me one last time to go, is he mentally sound fit for the CIA, right? We can all agree that's not happening. There's some very evil happening. So it's just more likely that some friends around that never introduced themselves probably came to maybe save my life from some Interpol or some Secret Service agents that got sick of me for talking about homosexuality for the last 30 years, and finally they were in power. And Big Don said, I'll give you a shot at him. I don't know. But now you got to leave him alone. Like, if he, like Big Don was like, all right, we'll give you a shot at him. Just because he's annoying the piss out of me with that song. And he's kind of a deplorable. And so, oh, and he mentioned my bankruptcy. So go ahead. If he goes out, if he starts selling Oscar Mayer winners down in St. Paul by, I don't know, by June, you can shoot him. Otherwise, you got to leave him alone. I mean, I got to be in the ballpark here somewhere. I don't know, but when you start hurting a dog, you're dealing with pure Satanists. It's Satanism. It's got to be anybody that would do that, no matter what. That's like mafia. Those are ethics you just don't cross. An innocent little tiny doggy that you're such a coward, you're gonna hurt an animal to get to somebody else to get to me. Which would explain all the scratches and the the groceries that were busted up, the ketchup bottles broken, Tom being locked out of his car 3 times. He comes home, smashed mirror, garage opening up on its own last year, closing on its own actually. When I went to take the garbage out, it just shut on. It started shutting it on its own. Just I could go on and on and on. You want to know why I don't want to put up with any crap from the Peckerwood across the street there? The little guy with the can? No, you don't. I just find it strange that you think at this point you'd catch me slipping. I'm not saying if you're above the law, like Corey says, or whoever it is, and you're after somebody, I mean, you can't. But there's nowhere to run then, so there's no point. And I didn't do anything, so I'm not running until my mom dies, and I give her a hug and a kiss and get some of my stuff from my childhood, and maybe go say hi to my dad. But that crazy lady ain't never gonna let me relax out there. Or how about that day on the golf course with all them strange guys that look like Barry Begoin mowing grass that they ain't never mowed grass here before. And old Anthony Edward Ho's like, who's that guy on that? Who's that? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I ain't never seen him. Looks kind of like that guy from Hawaii 5-0, though. Oh no, man. It was never my intention. If there wouldn't have been a police report, I never would have mentioned the Robertsons once. And I'm sure even if after the dog. But between that And all that started happening in my dog, I had to say something. I have to clear it up because it makes me look like an absolute nutcase. Imagine telling, imagine leaving out the fact that I've been talking to the Howards and all the Christians back to IRC, probably H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, all their Secret Service, CIA for 30 years. And not knowing that and going, this guy is goofy as hell. Look at this guy. Oh, he had a dream and went looking for a duck call. Shoot this guy, this crazy boy. Yeah, sure. You got to have some context, though. I mean, that's all I've been doing. And then they began taunting me real bad on IRC, too. I had to get off of there. They were hacking my system bad. I mean, it was they almost had it completely. And then they must have followed me over to, and this is a room 30 years ago by Chuck Wagon. Remember the pastor? He supposedly was one of the founders. He went away for a while. But back in the day, you could say homosexual. I'm not talking attack or be mean. There you would be up with Sonny, I forget. You could at least preach the gospel and say that the Bible says that homosexuality is a sin and sodomy is a sin. And now apparently they want to kill you for it because you'd be banned by. They've got the inmates running the asylum. There's no Christians left. There's like two or three, and they won't even let you say that because it upsets the people in the room so much. Like how did we get to a point where you can't even say that homosexuality is a sin? And so apparently I infuriated some lettered agents somewhere. Who exactly? I don't know. I'm just telling you what my dreams have been. And if this word is true, which I believe it is, dreams and visions, then there must be, I'm not an interpreter, there must be something. And it's very, very, very plausible, very, very reasonable, very, very likely now. And now you've got some real cowards that are willing to hurt a dog. That's sick. That's really sick. I don't think I don't think they would have done that even 10 years ago, because there would have been a couple really big guys if they knew that you did that, and you'd be having a real bad day no matter who you're working for. But maybe not anymore, because the world has waxed so bad. We're down to bushwhackers and woodies. And we only got so many resources to go around, so much time in a day to deal with all the devils and try to keep some of the saints safe. I don't know. And so they don't have time to go around regulating people that abuse animals. I don't know, just some ideas. And I agree. I mean, if you put some, and maybe you know a little bit more about me than the average citizen, but you put some of those together with that, and you're like, I never did really like this guy, but I'm not a devil. I don't serve Satan. Jesus Christ is Lord, and my soul's going to heaven no matter who hurt my dog or who hurts me. And I am grateful that, imagine if I don't know, my computer's work though right now. The fans are burning. I mean, they're at maximum capacity. I seriously like, I don't know how long that's gonna last. But at least for now, y'all can have a mi casa su casa, and I guess we'll. I don't know if they're letting this get. I mean, if they're above the law, I would imagine. I don't even know if it's honestly. And they might let one. They might even make it look like they're going out, and then have somebody respond to one and make it. Might even give one. Let one go. I don't. I have no idea. All I know is they can do anything with technology today. And from the way the looks on IRC, it looks to me that ultimately the devils have a majority rule. That the programmers, your hackers, are now evil. And maybe it wasn't quite that when it first started. It was more innocent, and but the code, I don't know. I mean, there's always been filthy, nasty people in RC that make me look like a a, a, a Boy Scout singing choir boy. So again, I think it just comes down to being their goat. But your average person is going, what hospital is he going to? Yeah, but see, it's all real. I've been listening to these people talk, and if they want, if God allows them, yeah. If you had me on alcohol or drugs or something, yeah, no problem. Let's go pick him up. But you ain't got nothing here unless you're gonna get Whitey Bulger up there to put a bag of amphetamine or something on me. I had that dream too. At the forest, one of these detectives on the Forest Lake, they pulled me over and put drugs in my car. Yep. Why would you think that after a guy sat behind you for 6 hours? And those two cops came and were kind of looking at you and pointing over, and they didn't think you saw them, but they were. Oh, what about the satellite images of the car crash and Proverbs talking about a cigarette burn on somebody's thigh? Why would you think any of this? It's all just in your head, Nicky boy, right? Nah, the testing would have been done by now. I'm pretty sure they're just trying to keep me. Maybe there's one half the kingdom trying to keep me alive, and I'm trying to help now because you know what? If they'll do that to the dog, if they couldn't stop them from doing that to the dog, we're we're at the end, and so we just tell everything then. I mean, silence kills. Silence is not an option. Secrets kill, as far as I'm concerned. In this case, secrets are not going to be good. They are just going to protect the evil secrets. So at least now, I don't know. If anything could help, that's the best I can come up with. Or not even a half the kingdom. Maybe it's just a friend, a simple friend from around that never showed me or never identified themselves. I'm just saying, not so I don't sound narcissistic, like, oh, you think somebody from some CIA agent came to marry you. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying maybe it could just be a friend. It's possible. Anywhere. Maybe they're on the internet. But obviously, with all the banging and all the crazy activity, obviously they're getting close to me. And whatever the person is trying to do is not completely working. And so maybe they need a little help. Or they need to be stopped. One of the two, like I said. That's the best I can think of. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna read Mark out of the King James Version for the afternoon Bible reading from Mark chapter 4, verses 21 through 41. Says a light under a bushel. And he said unto them, is a candle brought to be put under a bushel or under a bed, and not to be set on a candlestick? For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. If any man have ears to hear, let him hear. And he said unto them, take heed what ye hear. With what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you. What about the timing of that? I'm not saying anything, but we don't get we don't get Amber Alerts very often. The license plate on that vehicle was pretty interesting. CRY something with a white, what was it? That really got intense because I was in the middle of I can't remember what I was explaining. I mean, I can't remember the last Amber Alert we had. I wonder what I should try to find out what happened with that. because somebody tried to kidnap me at least that same week, right around there. Jacob Woodley. Somebody associated to that marijuana. It shall be measured to you. And you wonder why I don't want nothing to do with that stuff. No way, never. Ever. No, ever. I don't ever want to be high ever again. Never do I want that stuff ever near me. It shall be measured to you, and unto you that hear shall more be given. For he that hath, to him shall be given, and he that hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he hath. The parable of the growth of the seed. And he said, so is the kingdom of God, as if a man should cast seed into the ground, and should sleep and rise night and day, and the seed should spring and grow up, he knoweth not how. For the earth bringeth forth fruit of herself, first the blade, then the ear, after that the full corn in the ear. But when the fruit is brought forth, immediately he putteth in the sickle, because the harvest is come. The parable of the mustard seed. And he said, whereunto shall we liken the kingdom of God? Or with what comparison shall we compare it? It is like a grain of mustard seed, which, when it is sown in the earth, is less than all the seeds that be in the earth. But when it is sown, it groweth up, and becometh greater than all herbs, and shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it. Jesus' use of parables. And with many such parables spake he the word unto them, as they were able to hear it. But without a parable spake he not unto them. And when they were alone, he expounded all things to his disciples. Jesus calms a storm, and the same day, when the even was come, he saith unto them, let us pass over unto the other side. And when they had sent away the multitude, they took him even as he was in the ship, and there were also with him other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship, so that it was now full. And he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. And they awake him, and say unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? And he arose, and rebuked the wind, and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said unto them, why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith? And they feared exceedingly, and said one to another, what manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him? You know, honestly, I'll admit that, hey, your mind, your brain, you read the Bible a lot, but you have to take into account that the sobriety, the soberness of this of someone's life, regardless of what they've done. And you can say, well, what about the damage? Well, there seems to be a lot of professionals that do drugs and smoke marijuana, especially now, and nobody's claiming that their brain is deficient. So I'm not on that stuff, and if I read this every day for off and on for 30 years, talk to all these Christians on the internet, and you start having dreams and vision, there has to be a reasonable expectation that there's something to it. Now, is it exactly what it is? No, but there's something going on, and it looks pretty dangerous. And so, can your mind play tricks on you? Sure. Could you think that what I mean, the odds of, you know, um yeah, I understand, but you have to believe me that all the stuff I've told you is true. And so is it possible that Sadie Robertson could be Kyoki? Maybe. Could have Sadie Robertson been in your neighbor's bathroom laughing? You That would be really hard to believe, wouldn't it? Who is that? I want to know who that is. Why is Corey saying if they're above the law, they can keep everyone out? So you think you might have seen Sadie Robertson on a billboard in Forest Lake that was only there for a week? That would be tough to believe, wouldn't it? Peel and squeal. What did the guy say in that one chat room they like to do? Peel and burn or something? I don't know. But I'm not getting any work done. As far as I know, this here is not paying the bills, so. And my dog's hair grew back. Like I said, it's a Job dog. I mean, she got her hair back sevenfold. Tom's back. So he was living at my mom's for a month. And what did Miss Melly say? She wanted to get out remote. She said she had said something. She wanted to get something out. Okay. I don't know. Just some ideas. Where dreams come from, I don't know. If you talk to some people, they say the pits of hell. But according to this, I'm not Joseph. I'm not an interpreter. I don't know how to interpret them. But God must be, if you're sober, not on drugs, you're sleeping every night, eating well, not drinking alcohol. Hey, if you believe in this Bible, then I think we should try to figure out what is he talking about with these dreams and visions, pouring out his dreams and visions. Now, Should you go down going looking for a duck call? No, probably not. But should you maybe talk to some other Christians that believe in the blood of Jesus and will say Jesus is Lord and say, hey, these are my dreams and what do you think? Sure, why not? Especially when all this crazy stuff is going on. So I'm just telling you everything. Why would anybody from the internet that's want anything to do with you? I don't know. I think maybe that she might have liked my hair or something when I was younger. She thought I was a little cute or something. Put me on the prayer list. Thanks for playing. Put you on the prayer list. I don't know. No, I'm just. They wouldn't reasonably. I mean, but it's possible. I don't know how. I'm not an actuary. I don't know statistics other than I don't know what the odds would be, but friends, sure, lots of them. But like I said, I think the concluding thing would be what I didn't do this for to make myself look anything. I'm just trying to live, choose life, choose death. That's all. And when it got to the dog, I just could not stand it anymore. And it's been going on way too long. So take it for what you want. I don't know. But again, I think the bottom line is you have to know it's life and death. It's with what they did to that dog. It's the devil. I think that's the last thing you ever heard from me. That's what you need to hear. Hopefully, there's some saints involved.